Productions, Season 3, Episode number 8. And today, it's about to get real. I'm about to say some things like never before. You better get ready, because I'm about to not hold back nothing. Last week on TRO, we talked about community and its importance and value. We got two different perspectives from our co-hosts, Claire and Jacorey. This is a part 2 focusing on trust in the community of men. Why there is a lack of trust in the community of men, the different forms of oppression that enables and fuels this lack of trust among men, why trust is an important element to have, and last but not least, where does trust fit into building a community? And lastly, what are some building blocks that will help build the foundation of trust within the community of men? So remember these topics and these questions, because that is what's going to be discussed later on the show. But before we move on, there are some things that I have to address and I will not hold back. But before I do that, behold how good it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious oil poured unto the head, running down on Aaron's beard, down to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of the morning, and as dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Lord commanded the blessing, even life forevermore. Psalms 133. I say this because we have to come together in unity. That's a powerful scripture, Psalms 133. Whoever calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved, Romans 10 and 13. The reason why I said this particular scripture is because who are you to determine who goes to hell and who goes to heaven? Because last I checked, you're not so perfect, and neither am I. Let the one ask with no sin cast the first stone. That's what I thought. Now this brings me to this subject that I'm about to get ready to speak of. Something that I've never spoke of, but before I say this, I have to say this. If you don't like what I'm about to say, or you may not like to say, I'm just going to let it be told that y'all really do not care. I don't care because it must be told. So, y'all, I can't believe that you're going to talk about this. And my subject is going to be homophobia. Yes, I said it. And again, if you don't like it, go ahead and exit out my live feed right now, because it has to be said. I am sick and tired of folks being homophobic. For what? For what? It has nothing to do with you. So why are you so worried about especially what another man's doing? Because this is the first time I have came to this and said that I was once accused of sleeping with my best friend. A damn lie. A damn lie. And because of that lie, you know what happened? I got into it with somebody because of that. Even if it was true, so what? So what? Why are you worried about what another man doing anyway? Kind of sounds a little suspect to me if you tell me. And last I checked, this is a free country. Folks can love whoever they choose. Again, the rumors about me sleeping with my best friend was a lie. But at the same time, you so focused on worrying about a rumor, you have nothing more to do in your life. You miserable. Stay miserable. Miserably brings company. And I'm sick of it. Anyway, let me bring you to this next subject that I'm about to talk about. As you may know, August Alsina. Supposedly, I don't know if it's true that he came out. If so, congratulations. I don't care. Doesn't affect me whatsoever. Does it pay my rent? Does it pay my bills? No. Mind your business. Mind your business. And this is just a little few statements he said. People, it doesn't matter if it's his brother or his lover. So what? So what? So anyway, they didn't kiss. He didn't have to. sure he has a boyfriend, but this statement is clear. Love showed up in a new way, and this love defies all the constructs of what love is supposed to be and look like. And this is just a couple. Someone said, bro still got dope music. Don't care about his love life. Not my business. Thank you. None of my business. Who am I? Who are you to judge somebody? You don't have a hell of heaven to put somebody in. And it brings me to this video I saw about this pastor having the audacity to say that there was queers who was killed about, I think was it a week ago, got killed and say they deserve to die. But you're supposed to be a man of God. You're not supposed to be of hate. God, for what I say, God loves, he loves all. He hates the sin, but he loves all. And we are supposed to represent the Most High at all times. And I just had to say this. I just had to say it. Wow. I've spoken the truth. And again, if you didn't like what I had to say, oh well. Oh well. Get off my live feed. This goes to the next part of the show. We lost a childhood legend. Jason David Frank. Dead by suicide at 49. The actor and mixed martial artist died in Texas, according to his rep, Justin Hunt. Walter Jones, who played the Black Ranger in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, tells TMZ he was an inspiration to many people. His presence will be dearly missed. It's so sad to lose another member of our Ranger family. And those who don't know, well, who was the first? It was the Yellow Ranger, our beloved Yellow Ranger. She passed a few years back. And this time, we lost Jason David Frank. He started out as the Green Ranger in Season 1, introduced as an enemy of the Power Rangers, only to do a 180 and became good. After his powers started to deteriorate, however, he's turned into the White Ranger and tapped as the new leader of the group. Frank starred as one of the leads for 3 seasons, totaling 123 episodes. Frank went on to reprise his role as Tommy in several adaptations of Power Rangers, including Wild Force, Turbo, Zero, Dino Thunder, Mega Force, Ninja Steel, Hyperforce, and more. He's been a Red Ranger, a Black Ranger, and a Green Ranger anew. JDF is a fan favorite Power Ranger, which is why he's returned to the franchise time and time again. Today, we remember Jason David Frank, September 4th, 1973 through November 19th, 2022. And at this time, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with Trejavue Adams and Jacorey Patterson for part 2 of Community.
All right, we're going to jump into this episode right here and there. We're going to jump right in with you, Jacorey. We're going to start off talking about the different forms of oppression and how they tie into trust within the community of men. All right, Jacorey, now, I'm going to quote you on this. This is what you said about toxic masculinity, and I quote, "Toxic masculinity plays a big role because a lot of things that it upholds leads to men carrying out acts that lead to us not trusting one another. That word to me paints this picture of inhumane masculinity, and I feel like a lot of men don't see it that way and continue to feed into this machine that leaves a lot of us hurt and broken. A small example would be emotional intelligence and being permitted to be able to do basic human things like cry. Could you expound on that, please?"
Yeah, I can. As far as like emotional intelligence, we got this image of masculinity that's been presented to us, and it's presented to us at a young age. And it's very inhumane in certain aspects because we can't express emotions.
Yeah.
Like as a young child, I was told not to cry. You know, that's basic. We should be able to express that emotion. And we carry that mentality off into our adulthood. You know, we at that young age, it stifles us from developing that emotional intelligence and building those skills to effectively express our emotions.
Because it's okay to do that. And
Right.
It's okay to cry.
All right, Trejavue, can you expound on, toxic masculinity, how you would think of expound on that from your perspective?
Well, from my perspective of it all, hello world, it's Trejavue. I just spread love to Jacorey, Claire, and Jeff, man, just putting me on the podcast. I really am grateful to be here. But what I got from it, though, is men's fear of masculine women. Because this day and age, a lot of women are really taking over as far as starting on businesses and really just going into independency, which I'm proud of women for doing that. And a lot of men find that powerless because it's much easier for men to hide their fears of women out in the world at large in less guarded moments of their lives. So really, you can't fold under pressure. You gotta have a heart of a lion and the mind of a king, because there's a lot of strong women out there, and I really feel like toxic masculinity falls into that as well, because they run away from that strong mental woman. They run away from it. So they're more openly themselves. Women are more openly, so the problems are mainly at home, and isolating. Toxic masculinity really helps, really hurts men too. So like I said, you gotta have a heart of a lion, the mind of a king.
Awesome. I love that. So let's jump into you guys' experience with the patriarchy. And I want to start off with you, Jacorey, and I quote, you stated that patriarchy, in my opinion, oppresses us men in a lot of ways as well. I feel a lot of it is from a social perspective. And I feel that a lot of standards are fleeting and dehumanizing. Like how us as men are not allowed to show any emotion outside of anger, and how hypermasculinity is pushed on us at a young age. The craziest example of this to me is how going to jail is a rite of honor, like a rite of passage amongst some of us. The concept of hypermasculinity and the things that are required of you to live up to those constant fleeting standards harm us more than anything. Could you expound on that?
Yeah, I can. When I say fleeting, I feel like a lot of the things that this picture of masculinity that is painted, I feel like it's constantly changing, almost like almost like a beauty standard or a fashion trend. And I feel like a lot of men are on that hamster wheel. They're like, oh, I did this, I'm a man now. I did that, I'm a man now. I did this, and it's constant, And I feel like as men, we should, define it ourselves. Your own definition being yourself.
Yeah.
And as far as the jail thing, like, I've actually been in situations where men were like, going to jail makes you a man, or, going to jail toughens you up and stuff like that. And like, I feel like that mentality really hurts our community.
Yeah.
It hurts us and it hurts the people around us, and it is buying into the system, the system that uses our imprisonment to profit off us and keep us enslaved.
Keep us programmed.
Yeah, and keep us, from progressing.
Trey, jump into that, your perspective.
So it's all about, like, we shouldn't oppress ourselves to endless possibilities. We have so many keys of ourselves. We got keys of love, keys of adventure. We have so many things within ourselves that we need to unlock. It's like a border. There's so many borders that we need to come across, but we got to keep an open mind and stay calm and let it go and give it time, because time heals everything. It's on you, and you're the only one in charge of your own happiness. You know what I'm saying? So, and smile too, because life is short. You gotta enjoy it while you have it. You know what I'm saying? And also too, it's okay to not have it all figured out. You know what I'm saying? And they think that men, some people say you gotta have it figured out now, you gotta have it right now, but you don't have to have it all figured out right now. It's okay to not have it all figured out, because sometimes once you do, it's gonna happen, and when it happens, you're gonna say, all you're gonna do is just thank the Lord up above, because He's always working with you, always, literally, every minute, every second. He's in here with us right now, so it's all on us, man, to really find that happiness that we deserve.
I like those two perspectives on those forms of oppression. Now let's jump into trust. We're going to start with you, Jacorey. I'm going to quote you on this. You said, the lack of trust started with me when I was betrayed by close friends and being misguided by older men in the community. Could you expound on that for us?
Yeah, the older men in my community, I really encountered some older men that made me feel like they were competing with me. You know, they're competing with the younger generation. Envy, yeah. And I feel like a lot of times they gave us advice, you know, that was terrible. You know, that seemed like they were trying to sabotage us, you know, and
destroy you.
Yeah.
Jump right into that, Trey. What's your
So really, from my lack of trust is from having an open heart and having so much love within yourself. Because look, man, I'm a Gemini, man, so I love hard, like real hard. So people that I feel that's good in my life, I give them all of me, you know. And people forget that you have to trust yourself first. If you trust yourself first, you're going to be able to have people around you that's going to be on that same level. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all mind over matter. You know what I'm saying? Everything starts with a thought. So it's all about just don't giving yourself to the right people. You know what I'm saying?
I love that, Trejavue. Now, we're going to stay on this topic of trust and talk about the media aspect. I'm going to start with you, Jacorey, and I'm going to quote you. You said, trust through the media for me was a very unhealthy form of trust. I feel like it taught me to blindly trust people, and that was the only form of trust. As I aged and matured, that form of trust was teaching me to trust people to live up to my own expectations of them. But most recently, I have learned just to trust people to be who they are. Could you expound on trust in the media?
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like we are taught to trust people because they hold a certain title.
Yes.
And we're not trusting the person, we're trusting that title. Oh, this is my brother, that's my sister. Because they hold this title, I gotta trust them. Versus, you know what I'm saying, trusting the person for who they are.
They are.
And, you know, going off the track record of their actions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For example, this was a small, little silly example. Like, if you know a person likes basketball, you know, you can trust that they probably can identify an NBA team for you. Or you can trust that, you know, they probably want to play basketball sometime during the week. You know what I'm saying? You trust in that person's actions and not their title.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's just an image. You know, it's like we're existing and coexisting all at the same time. So when it comes to that, you know, it's so many methods and openness. In context of social media, it provides evidence on who to trust and who to share your information with. Social media is like a black hole of information. You don't know what's real or fake. You know what I'm saying? So you have to pick and choose who you trust, but at the same time, like you said, trust who the person is, because it's kind of hard, like having to be 10 steps ahead of somebody all the time. Right. That shit takes a toll on your body. Right. You know what I'm saying? Oh, like, man, I gotta watch what he do. I gotta stay 10. Man, just trust being who they are. And then if they not good for you, God gonna say no. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that come in your life and they disappear from somewhere, they're not in your life no more, but that's because God said no. You know what I'm saying?
I love that, Trey. Now let's jump into why trust is so important amongst men. I'm going to start off with you, Corey, and I'm going to quote you. You said, I feel that trust is important amongst us because we need better relationships amongst each other as a collective. we need to be able to have more spaces amongst ourselves where we don't feel like we need to have our guards up and not feeling like we need to perform and be more vulnerable with one another without regret.
Yes.
We need more of this because a lot of black men are lost in the sauce of performance for other men. And most times we are all lost. Performing a lot of these misconceptions that often hurt not only ourselves but our communities.
People around you.
Exactly. A lot of gangsters or steppers hurt young men that need or hurt young men that need guidance and love. But this current state of us not trusting each other doesn't allow us to create these spaces for ourselves. Corey, expound on what you meant.
I feel like trust, like we need to be able to be ourselves around each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like this holding up these images and not being able to be ourselves is kind of like creating this environment where we can't trust each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of young black men are different. You know, they're not in a line with the mainstream image or what is expected of a black man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of us are, you know, appeal to subculture. You know, I use myself as an example. A lot of us like rock music. A lot
I
of
love
us,
rock music.
yeah.
I listen to that more than anything.
Yeah, a lot of us like skateboarding. A lot of us like theater. A lot of us like anime. And now, like, far as performance, I feel like a lot of us like don't feel like, oh, we can't do that. We got to perform, you know, in order to fit in with society and things like that. And you know, that's what I mean by lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
You know, and if you can't be yourself around somebody, how could you trust them? You know, how could that environment of trust be developed if you can't do something as simple as just being yourself?
Just be you.
Jump into that Trejavue.
And I know what he's saying, being you. It's like you gotta trust yourself, man. And you know, the truth is it's in its purest form now. It's like right now the Matrix is asleep right now. So everyone's vibrations and frequencies is at its lowest. And this is the point right now to manifest anything you want in your life. In order to really find the truth properly, you have to really receive and apply to life circumstances. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, because we kings and queens, man. You know what I'm saying? We're spiritual beings. We're all just having a human experience. Mm-hmm. So the trust really starts within you first. And then once you find that truth within yourself, you'll start having those characteristics and show the wise that you have the characteristics of a god. You know what I'm saying? Or of a goddess. You know what I'm saying? So and really, a man in control is fully enlightened within the ray of reality. You know what I'm saying? So you got to develop a poker face where you seem like you're out of control. You got to develop that poker face and always come back to you, because it's okay to be isolated. Because one thing I've learned, isolation is the remedy of our foundation. Awesome. It's okay to be alone, because you'll know who you are, you know what you like, you know what you are, and then you'll be able to develop that with everyone else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Awesome, guys. So lastly, we're going to talk about the building blocks on what you guys think we need to have a strong community. We're going to start off with you, Jacorey, and I quote you on this. You said, "I feel like a key principle in us learning to trust each other is to eradicate the ideal that other black men are our enemies, to dismantle the system of competition amongst ourselves, allowing each other to be ourselves, and allowing each other to be great." Could you expound on that?
Yeah, eradicating the spirit of competition and like we're enemies, you know,
and also you also said allowing each other just to be themselves, you know, to shine your light without feeling less than, because what the next man got going and what you got going for yourself, it doesn't matter. It's just all about you.
Right. Yeah.
Okay?
Right. And
what about hating?
Hating, yeah. Like that creates this environment, the spirit of competition, the spirit of jealousy. It just creates that environment where we just can't be ourselves, and we can't be great, you know. And
man, but look, you know what I'm saying? First of all, you know, we don't have any enemies.
Right.
Enemy is just a concept.
Right.
That's just a thing that people put in your mind. You know what I'm saying? So it all starts with communication. You know what I'm saying, for your community. It all starts with loyalty. And it all starts with respect. And it all starts with love. Right. You can't, because love conquers all. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to have a great community, you got to have love and also know that you are loved. If you know that you are loved and you have love around you, you can be able to spread that love. You know what I'm saying? Communication, trust, loyalty, respect, and love. And what I usually do sometimes, man, every day, I say, I am communication. I am trust. I am loyalty. I am respect. I am love. And I am love. You know what I'm saying? And affirmations too, you know what I'm saying? That really helps a lot in building the foundation of your own, because, like I said, enemy is just a concept. The only enemy you have is your reflection. That's the only enemy you have, and that's what we really trying to open up to the community, is that we're all the same. We're all connected. We're all brothers and sisters. We're all connected in so many ways that people don't realize. No matter, it doesn't matter about skin color no more. It doesn't matter about, you know, any of that.
Right.
It's all about your spirit, living through spirit. You know.
I love that. And lastly, we're going to end with some art pieces from you guys. I'm going to start off with Jacorey. He's going to do a verse.
He's going to kill it.
And he's going to kill it.
Woo!
All right, Jacorey, if you know, say your verse and
I just wrote this verse, you know, to promote self-expression, you know, and things like that, to show your talents. And this ties into what I was talking about in you know, earlier in the piece of being yourself and having that space to be yourself and express yourself. That's a big part of our community that we're missing it. Okay? So this piece is called Space God, and I wrote it not too long ago. It goes, tell this world who you are, or it'll tell you who to be. Set your mind, body, and soul free in a system. The education on who they really are, missed them by design. Treat knowledge, force-fed to trap your mind, block your shine, crush your soul. You got the power in your hand, it's up to you to take control. Every day on the internet, we pass by true knowledge. Time to get into that. Drop the barcode. I'm not a number, I'm a human, but of a different caliber. Resemblance of a moon man. Chill out or catch the 1-2. Smooth hands, quick feet. Pretty boy, but ain't shit sweet. Give me space, let me eat. Can't wait to me in my dream file and meet.
Woo! Love it. Love it. Love it. Awesome. Yeah. And before we jump into your piece, Trejavue, could you talk about some of the points in your poem? Like, what does it mean? Some of the points.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Telling the world who you are, or it'll tell you to be. You know, that just ties back into my, you know, my spiel on we need to be able to express ourselves and being able to be ourselves around each other so that the world can't tell us who we are. You know, we telling the world who we are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I really got from it, yo.
And the education of who they really are, missed them. That just expounds on how our history is not taught to us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I like how you said that I'm not a number.
Not a number.
We're not numbers, yo. And that's what they trying to destroy us, yo. If you think about it, you know what I'm saying? This government system that we're in, it's all the matrix, yo. None of this, all this is real, then it's not real at the same time. So I like how you said that we're not numbers, yo. I like when they trying to make us numbers. You know what I'm saying? So,
Trey, jump into your piece of art that you have and tell us about, you know, your verse or your poem or your rap.
Okay, well, this is a poem I actually wrote when I came and saw y'all. You know what I'm saying? I got the concept of it all that day I wrote it. So it's called We Are Superheroes. You know what I'm saying? And basically that we're all superheroes. Just like Dragon Ball Z, right? The anime. Any anime really tells the truth of a lot of stuff. And Dragon Ball Z shows you how powerful you really are within the energy within yourself. As long as you know how to protect your energy and learn how to use your energy, man, you can be unstoppable. Because the only person that's stopping us is in our way is us. So that's basically what it means by we are superheroes. So I say, it's just an amazing feeling. Love is in the air. I'ma trap it and conceal it and always stay aware. Go with your first mind because that's your higher self talking. Move with some strive because that's your higher self walking. I know I'm preaching to the right choir. I want y'all kings and queens to understand that we all have an ultimate plan. To most they may not comprehend. Go to our Creator. He will help you conceive those desires, breaking codes in the matrix and help you fight the conniver. Man, protect you from the world and all in this clear view. Show you the difference in between lie and truth. Close your mind and embrace the true soul. Open it back up to see what's been hiding in your shadow. It's so divine. My Creator, I'll walk that line. You want love and I will tie that bind. Just know I see the beauty in between the cries. But you don't have to lie, baby. You don't have to lie when you say that you're doing fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got that you don't have to lie, baby. When you don't have to lie, Craig, you don't have to lie. That's how I got that little on that. You know
awesome. Thank you guys. This is going to be, an amazing episode. I just want to tell you guys that the topics that y'all talked about today, I know they're going to resonate with a lot of people that look like you. And thank you for sharing your art. Thank you for having the courage to talk about these topics. And thank the audience for listening for part 2 of Community. Its importance, value, trust within the community of me. And give you guys yourself a round of applause.
Man, I gotta say, like I said, I'm really happy to be here. You know what I'm saying? Because, like you said, there's people like us out there. Because the devil will get you down. You know what I'm saying? It's heaven and hell is here on earth. So, you have to know that you have the power to get rid of any enemy within even yourself. Because you have to know how to beat yourself. If you know how to beat yourself, man, nobody else can hold you back, yo. You have to change yourself and change your soul. And don't let nobody put no negative in your ear. Because enemies are actually in your mind. They're actually here. You know what I'm saying? So when you feel offended about something, settle it right on the spot. Settle it right then and there. Because if you take offense, you just draw more offense. You know what I'm saying? Negative thoughts will make you unhealthy, yo. So, okay. Because every word is a spell. And we got to learn how to float through life. Instead of walking through life, we got to float through life because we're spirits. We're not, this is just a MESAC with a computer. You know what I'm saying? We're spirits, yo.
Until next time, this has been Jacorey Patterson. You can follow me on Instagram, Jacorey Personal Trainer, and on Facebook, Jacorey Patterson Personal Trainer.
And it's your boy Trejavue. You can follow me on Instagram at Trejavue Live on 9. TREJAVU Live on 9. 9 is a complete number. Next time on TRO.